Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Just Seen Podcast. Today, as you see from the title, I want to talk about the honorable mention complex. Is that a real complex? I don't fucking know, but it does have a real effect. I don't know if it's really like labeled as the honorable mention complex, but it is a real reality, and it is something that I feel like is a poison and a hindrance to humanity. You feel me? I know humanity is a big extreme, but I think it's more so a hindrance to the person and the development and the personal growth of a person. I myself, when I was young, I suffered from the honorable mention complex. I had to break out of it. Um, I was young though, but like I had to break out of it. And I've watched a lot of people. I've watched the tides change to when the honorable mention shit was a real thing. And I've had glimpses of, mentioning it in the podcast, like in prior episodes. I just don't remember where. But as of recently, I was prompted to actually have a episode because I had an epiphany. I had a realization with somebody, and we were conversing about just like progress and shit, and because we were in different spaces, and they were like, they said, "Well, at least I'm trying," or some shit like that. And feel me? Certain conversations I don't like. The thing about empathy is that you you understand. People think empathy means sympathy, like I feel sorry for, or whatever the case may be. So empathy often comes as apathy too when you have understanding. So if you have understanding that is not supportive of what the person is we're trying to envision. But anyway, so the conversation came about, and the motherfucker was like, at least I tried. And I was just like, simply, you didn't try hard enough. And, they tried to get emotional and flip and everything. But no, the reality was I knew that they did not try hard enough. In my opinion, they didn't try at all, but I was like, they didn't try hard. And I was like, yo, then they ran down and got me. Everybody can't do this. Everybody can't be you. Everybody can't. I said, you're right, but everybody can be them. And if you set a standard for yourself that this is what you want to achieve it. Don't fall short of the shit because of, you know, the concept of at least I tried. But did you do? Did you do it? Sometimes we sweep the word try. We use the word try in such a cliche way now that it's like, yo, did you try? Mm, I tried. Did you try? Did you put in the effort to make trying qualify? Because sometimes just doing something, people think because they did it, they didn't, that they tried. If they did it and it failed or whatever the case may be. But trying is a lot deeper. I'm gonna break down what trying really is um, as we progress. But trying is a lot deeper than people have been giving it credit for. And then like I said, people have overused it to the point where it's like, you know what, at least you tried. We're still gonna give you something. That you know how lazy that makes motherfuckers? That makes motherfuckers real lazy, and it makes motherfuckers ignorant. It really dumbs down a society. Incidentally, the honorable mention complex comes heaviest in the American society. I know this because I'm American. You feel me? I don't know much about the other societies, but I just know what we have here is a very honorable mention society. You from getting an actual honorable mention award in a sports event. Oh, participation trophy. You were here. Okay, I still got a trophy. At least I tried. You know what I'm saying? All the way to um what was my second example? Damn, it was the trophy. Mention trophies and then shit. I drew a blank on it. But anyway, by being rewarded for bullshit, it makes us live a life of bullshit. Excellence, as they say, is habit. Stunting is a habit. Get like me. But nah. All of these things are habitual things that you have to continually do. So when people say, oh, I tried, and it's like anybody can say they tried. Oh, that's the second example. The phrase C's get degrees. Because quote unquote school ain't for everybody, whatever the case may be. I get it. We make these justifications as to, the grander scale of ourselves. And it dilutes us, you know. And, we hear the dreadful words, at least you tried. I did try. But did you do? Did you do better? You feel me? Like some motherfuckers literally just try. That's it. Don't even put in any effort. It's like, you feel me? And it's almost like those people who, you know, they'll say, I can't find something, but they didn't really look for it. And then you go and say, you didn't look. I did look. They just walked in and literally looked with their eyes. They looked around, didn't see it in plain sight, left it alone. Rather than moving shit around, actually touching shit and saying, oh, damn, I put it here, blah, blah, blah. You feel me? If they can't see it invisible, who the fuck moved my Oh, because it's different. But all of that, and I'm going to show you how all of that ties into the honorable mention complex and how it's a programming that we have that makes a lot of motherfuckers mediocre, lazy, and makes motherfuckers mediocre. It promotes laziness and it creates convenience. It creates the need for convenience, which is all what, in a sense, the roots of capitalism. But before we dive heavy into that, I'm gonna be sure to follow me on. Hold on, run it back. Before we dive heavy into that, we're gonna take a quick break. So be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_seen_. Be sure to hit up my website at IamJustSeen.com to get all things that are just seen. To all those who tip, donate, and sponsor the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. To all those who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor the podcast, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of the podcast. Not this episode, but the podcast itself. Cash App and PayPal are just fine, and you can also support through sponsorships. Just click the link in the bio. Not the bio, but the description. So that's that for this, and that's this for that. And when we come back, we're gonna dive into At Least You Tried, the honorable mention complex. And don't forget to visit IamJustSeen.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the So For Real series to your library? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to learn how to master the markets for serious trading and investing? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You ever want to just chat with Seen about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustSeen.com. So take a quick peek into my world to see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it, and you will never see it unless you visit IamJustSeen.com. All right. Welcome back. And without further ado, we shall begin. Where do I want to start with this shit? Because there's so many different places to go. The conceptualization of At Least You Tried. It's kind of bullshit because people don't look at the full dynamic of trying. You feel me? People think just being active in something. Oh, I'm gonna say that. People be thinking showing action is trying. It's not. You feel me? It's not like, and they think, oh, because I participated, I showed action in this particular thing that I tried. And because of that, nobody really breaks down the full gamut of what it was to try. And I talk about this I mentioned this before about how the school system changed as far as like, you know, when honorable mentions, like, because I remember like when I was young, there was a time when it was like first, second, and third place. That's it. Fourth if you was lucky, but that's it. It only had 3 blocks that you stood on, first, second, and third. And I remember seeing, I never forget, I was in the 4th grade. Now, I'm not saying that this moment happened unanimously across the country, but this is when it became observational. I mean, that's when I observed it. And I was like, you feel me? We were at field day. I was in the 4th grade. We was in field day. And that year, everybody was playing for awards and shit. Motherfuckers was really trying to go for first place. The very next year, it was like I was in a race with, it was like a relay. And I think it was like 9 of us. No, it wasn't 9. It was 6 of us. 7. It was 6 or 7 of us, right? And 7. It was definitely 7. Because I came in 5th, right? Now, I wasn't one of the athletes in the 5th grade, So I wasn't, you know what I mean? There's no excuse. There's no excuse whatsoever. I'm setting the scene. But anyway, the other people were the fastest kids in the fifth grade. They were literally one, two, three, and four. They already claimed those spots. They claimed those spots when we used to play on the playground for shits and giggles. So what the fuck you think was gonna happen at the end of the year? You feel me? So they claimed those spots. I got fifth, and then there was two people that came after me. And number six, and it's crazy. Ironically, it wasn't number seven, but number six was crying, like crying. I lost. I lost. Like, that's not fair. Like, all he kept saying was he lost. It wasn't fair and shit. Bitch, you got smoked. You was slow. The fuck? We were the slower ones, bro. Like, the fuck? Like, what do you know what I mean? So in my mind, I'm like, just go get faster. But after that, like once we crossed the line and shit, he's crying and shit, boohooing and whimpering and shit. Now I'm not saying they did this for him, but they probably already had the shit in the cut because I noticed the change from fourth grade. But by fifth grade, it's like they gave us little green, what you call it, honorable mentions. So they was like, come, after we finished, like I said, first, second, third, and fourth, they already crossed the line. So I knew first and second and third were gonna get it. I didn't even know fourth and on was gonna get something. So I'm walking off, and they're like, come back and get your little, it's like your fucking award and shit. They're like, come back and get it. So I'm walking over there like, award for what? Oh, here we have an honorable mention for because you tried, but I lost. But at least you tried. The other kid who was boohooing, whimpering was like, got so fucking happy. I'm like, bitch, don't reward me for being a fucking loser. The fuck is wrong with you? And it kind of stuck to me because it stuck to me heavy because it was like as the years progressed, I watched motherfuckers get more and more complacent with being fucking losers. I feel like as I just said, losers, this podcast might take a whole total turn from what I originally started at, but I'm still gonna keep the same themes of what it was. But it's like, you're a fucking loser. You didn't win. You didn't fucking win. Why should you get something like you want? That became very, very, detrimental to the growth of that person. You feel me? Now, fast forward to today, I'm a big battle rap fan. I'm a huge on battle rap. Battle Rap inked a deal with an app called Caffeine where they can, give all of the content for free, but they're paying the people. So it's like, I come from the era of battle rap. And I say that in the sense of I used to battle rap too. Like, I used to kill motherfuckers, bro. Like, I mean, on some other shit. Like, if y'all heard my jam sessions, y'all know it was a lot worse then because that's when I wasn't woke and shit. I was a lost nigga, low key. You feel what I'm saying? That's when I was shooting motherfuckers and you feel me? Like, all of that shit. Like, I was one of them type motherfuckers because I came up on 50, Ja, fucking Jada Kiss. I battled patterned off of them and I had to punch them. Anyway, but back when I used to watch battles when I first started, it was for the love. Like, if you lost, nigga, you lost. Like, it ain't no, that's it. And we used to battle for money. So it's like, it wasn't a we battle, I still get paid, you get paid. Now I'm watching how battle rap is. Now it's like motherfuckers be completely losing, choking, stumbling, all of that shit. Like, there was a time when you had to be a full perfectionist at this shit. When I say full perfectionist, full fucking perfectionist. If you messed up one time, it's ooh, you're round over. Now the next man gotta go. That's the shit that I grew up on. And if you lost the shit, it won't know. Yo, you still had some bars in there. Whether you had bars or not, bitch, you got cooked. You feel me? But it sharpened us. You feel what I'm saying? So now I look at how battle rap is now, and this sets the impetus for a lot of what I'm talking about. Because win, lose, or draw, these rappers are still getting paid crazy money. There was a time when if you lost, you lost. There was no money on the table. You feel me? Then the transition to that quote unquote honorable mention shit. I'm still gonna give you something because you showed up. And then it gets to a point where I don't have to show up and give 110% if I'm getting this particular money. You feel what I'm saying? First place trophies used to mean something. You feel me? They lost the efficacy and the reasoning for themselves when honorable mentions came in. You feel me? Because it's like, if I lost this year, oh shit, I'm gonna beat you next year. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna train, I'm gonna beat you next year. And then you give up. You feel me? Honorable mention may say, well, I'm gonna participate again next year. Case in point, some honorable mention shit that's just happened, motherfucker. Transgender swimming. A transgendered swimmer was originally a man. started identifying as a woman. When he was a man, he ranked 462. I think it was like in Texas or some shit like that. He ranked 462 in the state. He's the slowest fucking man in the water. He identified as a woman, started swimming as a woman, and now he's number one. That's that honorable mention, motherfucker. You feel me? I'm not gonna get better. I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna participate in action and say I tried. So now I'm gonna say, you know what? I don't qualify to actually compete with men. I'm gonna go compete with women and dust them. Because it literally, like, if you seen the dude's physique, it wasn't fair. Even if the motherfucker took suppressant drugs or whatever the case may be, the nigga wingspan, his height, all of that shit plays into a factor when you're swimming. You can get to the end of the pool a lot faster. You dig what I mean? But I'm tying that in because it's like when we live in that society and we carry that mentality that, oh, you're still a winner. Fuck no. Fuck no. I remember the moment that the revelation really stuck to me the most. I was in the 7th grade. Same teacher that I was about to fight. I tell the story. I talk about him a decent amount of time because he helped change my life. You feel me? He put a lot of shit in perspective for me. So we in class and shit. And because I was just like a natural student, good and I didn't really study. I didn't try. I didn't have to try because that shit was so simple. Now you have your veins in your pockets where you really don't have to try, even when you do. You feel me? But that's a whole different dynamic. But that doesn't mean you still shouldn't put that effort in. So in the class, he's breaking down how he said LaGrange Elementary, because that was the elementary that most of the kids came from. I ain't come from that elementary though. You feel me? But in that, he said, yeah, they teach you guys. And I went to LaGrange Elementary and I transferred to another one. You know what I'm saying? But when that one hit, that's when the change happened. He said, they teach you all the time that everybody's a winner. He said, no, people lose every fucking day. And because you don't learn how to lose as a child, he ain't say fucking, but I'm paraphrasing now. But he's like, because you guys don't learn how to lose as children, you don't know how to lose as adults. No. He said, because you don't know how to lose as children, you won't know how to lose as adults. And that is a motherfucking fact. That shit's crazy because I'm seeing the aftermath of that shit right now. I know so many of my peers that I went to school with that's like, bruh, like, how you doing this? The fuck you mean? I learned how to do it. Well, I tried that shit. It wasn't for me. You didn't try it then. That's what I'm getting into with the plot twist of trying. When you're trying to do something, you're gonna do it. That's the quandary. Like, a lot of people feel like they try it one time and that's it. Like, no, because the purpose of trying is to fail. That's why the shit go together. Try and fail. But try and fail and learn. It's the failing part. Niggas don't know how to overcome failures because they don't know how to learn from a lesson. They don't know how to learn from the loss. You feel what I'm saying? So when we don't know how to learn from the motherfucking loss, what's going to happen is, you know, we're going to stop ourselves. But the reason why we stop ourselves because there was a time in which when you lost, you went back. Y'all, even for us that grew up in the hood and shit, if you lost that fight, y'all know what fight I'm talking about. You feel me? You and your mans or you whoever, y'all fought around the corner, boom, 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 boom. Y'all, you lose. What you got to do? You got to fight that motherfucker again. You got to fight that motherfucker again until you win. Like, you feel what I'm saying? At least that's how I grew up. At least that's how me and my homies, you know what I'm saying, used to get down. If you lose, it's like, yo, bro, let me catch my breath, come back tomorrow. I got to get my face back. That was a big thing on us. I got to get my face back. That shows how innate trying, failing, and learning from the lesson is within us. I got to get my face back. I knew two homies and shit when I was young. These niggas literally fought every single year. Blew my mind because it's like y'all best fucking friends, but they fought every single year. One year one would win. The next year the other one would win. Then it's like every summer they fought each other. Like clockwork. You feel me? Until of course they got older and they like, yo, buried the hatchet. It was like, it is what it is. But it's like, yo, you got me the last time. I gotta get my face back. You feel what I'm saying? That's try, fail, and learn. We get into a situation now where it's like, I lost. Okay, this ain't for me. What's for me, I ain't gonna have to work for it. Now y'all see why I hate that fucking phrase, because that promotes a loser's mentality. You're a fucking ill. If you've ever uttered those words, I'm sorry to say, you're a loser. You're a fucking loser. You have the mentality of a loser. If you say, what's for me, I won't have to work for. You're a fucking loser. And I hate to see I hate to see you in the position where you're actually supposed to be living your purpose. Because the moment you lose, when you in the state as somebody who's walking in his purpose now, when you lose doing your purposeful shit, that shit hurts a lot worse. How you overcome that shows if you a winner or fucking not. And so for three, this ain't even shameless plugs no more. This is my shit. Look, on So Frail 3, in So Frail 3, I got a part in the Tree of Life where I talk about what it is to transform yourself into a winner. You feel what I'm saying? Not only transform yourself into a winner, but also how to transform yourself into a loser. The two things are synonymous. The energy that leads to that is where you define yourself as a winner or a loser. Like you hear that phrase, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Thrill and agony are the same fucking energies, same fucking feelings, right? Magnitude wise. Thrill is associated with win. Agony is associated with loss. A lot of people can't get over that agony. And because they can't get over that agony, they cannot become winners. You feel me? The justification of what's for me, I won't have to work for. It's the work that triggers the agony. You're gonna be in pain either way. The loss is like people don't want to feel pain anymore. This is why I'm big on expressing to motherfuckers, look, your purpose is on the other side of your pain. A lot of people can't get through that agony. You know why? Because they never learned how to lose as kids. It's always, oh, better luck next time. No, 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 no. Skip that. Fuck the better luck next time. You feel me? What didn't I do in this one that secured my win? You feel me? When I look back to the kid who broke down crying and shit because he got fifth place, I was like, no, sixth place. I was like, what? Like, what are you crying for? I didn't win. Bitch, six motherfuckers didn't win. Technically, one motherfucker dusted everybody. That's first place. That's everybody. That's who people gonna remember. Nobody's gonna remember number two. Nobody cares. Especially not number three. And anybody after? No, you're completely forgotten. One of the only motherfuckers that ever really kind of wasn't in top three that got talked about was Sha'Carri Richardson. And I'm not mentioning her on no bullshit. Is because she popped a lot of shit like she was supposed to be number one. You feel me? And everybody laughed. Everybody like, oh, she did all of that shit talking like, let's not forget that the other motherfuckers were faster. These are all Olympians racing. You feel what I'm saying? And we're laughing because the motherfucker who, yes, I was the fastest in this area. Bitch, this the world now. I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm speaking in general. Like, this the fucking world. I may qualify in the country. That's what it's like, yo, she was the fastest in the country, but she turned to be the slowest in the world. That means everybody else that she dusted too when she was qualifying, they slower than the motherfuckers too. She was the best representative and she got dusted. But at the end of it, what did she say? She said, y'all gonna see me back. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do all of that. Like, that's the winner's mentality. You like, damn, these motherfuckers fast. Is like, oh, track ain't for me. She had been running track probably all her motherfucking life. You think she gonna quit now? No, that's a loser's mentality. Losers try shit one time and then that's it. You feel me? You're fucking losers. And this is what it is. This is about to be a very, very real talk conversation from this point forward. I already feel. I feel the energy changing right now. You feel me? Because a lot of us get caught up in that shit. I've watched people who, they started off, for example, I look at, y'all know I got master in the market, trading, investing, how to read market charts and shit. Like, it started off because I was in the Forex. Now people that I was rocking with that was in the Forex, we was all losing at the beginning. We was all losing at the beginning. Nobody fucking wins. Every trader, investor, whatever. You losing in the beginning. What are you doing with your losses? There's so many people I've seen walked away from it. And now they're asking me like, yo, you really stuck with it? Hell the fuck yeah. The fuck? Like, I'm not one who believes that what's for me, I won't have to work for. I believe, I ain't gonna say I believe, because y'all know, so for a three, understanding. I understand that what's for me, I'm gonna have to work the hardest for. Because it's mine. I need to learn. I need to know how to solidify it the right way. So when it comes to mastering the market, I really mastered that shit. Like, no bullshit, no funny shit. No, like, yo, I've really mastered that shit. Any one of my students who has learned from me, like, I have mastered that shit. I can eyeball this shit. You feel me? I'm that good with it. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of times that bravado comes off because it's like, yo, that's arrogant. That's this. No, no, no. It's arrogant because you don't know what I tried. You feel me? You don't know how many times I failed learning this shit. You feel me? I'm justified in talking my shit. I'm not talking my shit based off of an honorable mention, which ties back in because that's what a lot of motherfuckers do. They talk about shit based off of honorable mention shit. There's no way, like when I talked about, C's get degrees, there's no way in hell I want a person. There's no way in hell you should allow for a child to be taught by a motherfucker who did not take the education seriously. I knew so many people who was like, yo, as long as I get the C. Case in point, I had a lab partner. In undergrad. You feel what I'm saying? She was comfortable with getting the C, but she wanted to be a science teacher. This was in a physics class, a science class. She was saying, as long as I get the C, and you want to teach science. Nigga, you want to teach science, but you're comfortable getting a C. Now, granted, the actual grade itself, because y'all know how I talk about the education system, is being about rote memorization. You feel me? As long as you can pretty much train a motherfucker, you can give set instruction, you good. But when we strip that shit and look at it from the proficiency level of fucking honorable, a C is a fucking honorable mention. Low key. Because at that level, you should be perfect. If you are stepping into the realm where you want to teach somebody something, you should be perfect at what you teach. And I don't give a fuck. And yes, I'm basing that on the fact that I'm perfect at the shit that I teach. You feel what I'm saying? And now let me add another disclaimer to that, because when I say perfection, it's by my standard. I've reached my standard of perfection because I know what it was to be very imperfect in what I started off doing. I've reached the level of perfection with the shit that I do. You feel me? That's what trying is supposed to be. That's what continually trying is doing. You try, you fail, you learn. Motherfuckers try, they fail, they get out of the game. That's the problem. That's what this honorable mention complex is like. I was supposed to get something. Like there's nothing for me? No, there's nothing for you. Go home and try again. Get better. You feel me? And this is off the other side of that because, like I said, I succumbed to this shit when I was in the 7th grade. Or the 6th grade. 6th grade going into the 7th grade because I wanted to play basketball. I was a loser at this time. I know I call motherfuckers losers who don't do shit. I'm going to call myself a loser because I was a fucking loser. You feel me? I turned into that little fucking kid who I was just talking shit about. Like, bitch, we lost. Nigga, go run for the next year and try to beat them next year. The fuck? You feel me? But 6th grade, I tried out for the basketball team. Now, mind you, the most that I was doing as far as basketball-wise, I was playing 21. Playing 21 on one of them courts that on one of them basketball goals that you got to put the fucking sand in, but we ain't had sand, so we just found a random old tire and put the bitch on it. We was really supposed to put water in it, but everybody always had a tire. I don't know why. We just got a tire and a wheel from somebody, put that shit up there. You feel me? Raise that shit to like 6-7 feet. You feel me? And that's what we played on. In the middle of the street, slanted and shit. Like, the fuck? The fuck? I didn't practice any fundamentals. You feel me? I didn't train my body. I wasn't doing push-ups. I wasn't running. I wasn't conditioning myself. No. I was playing 21, thinking I was going to make a basketball team. You feel me? Thinking I was going to make a fucking basketball team. I went out and tried. Out and shit. Like, I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, when they did the list and shit, I was like, I ain't make the first cut. And I was like, damn. One of my homies that made it to the second, he said, yo, you gonna be here tomorrow? I was like, nah, bro, I ain't make the first cut. Now, on paper, you feel me? For the honorable mention shit, that's so sad. Oh, the kid who his feelings were hurt, he was sad. What did he do when he went home? What did he do? Did he? It's like, I was sad. I ain't gonna hold you. My feelings were hurt. I was like, damn, I ain't make it. But what I do when I went home, I went straight to the crib, got my Game Boy, and started playing Pokemon. You feel me? I started playing Pokemon. Mind you, there was another dude that was there. Same grade. He didn't make the team either. We both in the same boat. We ain't make the fucking team. You feel me? But see, in that regard, I didn't get no honorable mention. There was you still play. This ain't rec ball. Everybody can ball. Everybody can know. Like, no, we need people on the team. You didn't make it. You weren't good enough. You lost. You were a loser. I know it seems, you're using harsh words for yourself and shit like that. There's only harsh words because people don't hear it enough and people don't know what to do when they hear it and process the shit. You're a fucking loser. I was a fucking loser. And I stayed a loser because what I did was when I went home, I would continue to play 21. You feel me? I continued to play my Game Boy. You feel me? And I took a little bit of initiative because I was like, you know what? I want to play ball. So I was trying to link up with my brother. My brother's a natural athlete. Makes sense. Bro, teach me how to ball. And I respect my brother so much for this, but it's always funny because we always bring this shit up now, even in our older ages. At that time, he was like, you know who got me good at basketball? Myself. He said every day, he said, I was shooting 300 jumpers a day. You feel me? I was running over the drills. I was balling every single day. That's who got me good. I can't get you good. When he told me that, again, my feelings was hurt. My feelings were hurt. It was a seed that took fruit because I say the reason why we laugh about it today was because with all the other shit that I do, he was like, yo, teach me how to do this. I'm like, you know how I got good at this shit? My motherfucking self. I taught myself. You feel me? He like, but you can see, nope. Karma's a bitch. I be fucking with her though. I be like, yo, karma's a bitch. There was times when I wanted you to teach me something that you knew how to do well. And you left it up to me. You said, no, you got to learn how to do it by yourself. This is something that I know how to do well. Now you got to learn how to do it by your motherfucking self. Karma's a bitch. But nah, it's funny. We just ain't got time to actually sit and teach it, but and then he also know he got to pay me and shit. Like, yo, you my brother, yo, you really gonna? Yes, nigga, I give you the family discount, but people pay when they pay they pay attention. But anyway, that year was like, okay, bam, I continued to play 21. You feel me? I got a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, because like we actually started playing because I was like, yo, then I got with one of my homies, one of my big homies, and like, yo, I need you to teach me how to ball. You feel what I'm saying? And he was starting to teach me fundamentals and all of this other shit. And it's just like, yo, like, but he was the one who gave me the quote about the best way to stand out is the best way to fit in is to stand out. You feel me? He's the one who told me that. And it was in one of our basketball little Jones. And I was like, why do I want to ball? Because I'm tall and everybody saying I'm gonna be big for nothing or whatever. But ultimately, that year I went back and then it's like, so I played and I still didn't take it serious. So the other dude that I was talking about, he took it serious, I guess. Because the very next year he made the team. I didn't even try out. Like that's how it was. That's how much of a loser I was in that regard. I was a loser's mentality. I was just like, oh well, it just ain't for me. No, I could have got myself better. I could have trained. I could have done everything that I needed to do to get myself in that position, but I didn't. He did. In that moment, he taught me that winning and losing is a fucking choice. No, winning and losing is not a choice. Being a winner and being a loser is a fucking choice. I chose to be a loser. I chose to be a loser. He chose to be a fucking winner. But he had to do what winners do. So this is what I'm talking about. When you try, you got to figure out how to get over that failure to where trying becomes doing. That's where the lesson is. Nobody wants to get past that because it is honorable mention bullshit. You feel me? My mom, she planted a heavy seed within me when I was a kid, changing my whole perspective of reality. I remember one time, AB student, I bring home, I think it was like a C or some shit. It was like a 9-week C or something. Or it was like a C on a test. It wasn't like a permanent grade or whatever. And I showed it to her and she was like, did you do the best that you could? And I looked at her. And the way in which she asked me, her demeanor was so calm and shit. I wasn't thinking I was in trouble or anything like that. So she just asked me, she said, she looked at the grade. I was like, wow. She said, did you do the best that you could? And I looked at her and I was like, no, I could have studied more. I could have did this. And then she was like, okay, well, this is a bad grade then. I didn't get it at that point. And I'm like, I know it's a bad grade. What you mean? But she broke it down a little more like, you didn't try either. So this is definitely not a good grade. This is definitely gonna be kind of bad. But if you would have did the best that you could and you know that you gave everything you can and this is what you came up with, it was hard. It was more difficult than you anticipated. So that's not a bad grade. But it stays a bad grade if you don't better yourself. You can't get beat twice. You should never get beat twice. Ideally, I get it because, motherfucker might be doing the same shit you doing. It's like, damn, bitch, I got better to beat you and you was getting better the whole time. That's the point. Shit don't stop because you don't want to keep going, because you don't want to progress. Shit don't stop for nobody. But when you play this role and you get in this game and this mentality of, oh, this is what I gotta do. I'm so hurt because I lost and I don't know how to win. And you start crying like a little motherfucking, I don't fucking know, fucking cartoon character, some shit. You fucking just start crying over bullshit, but you don't solve the problem. This started when we was kids. You feel me? And it hurts. It starts more too because it's like the people that are doing, like when I was a kid, like getting good grades in class and shit, motherfuckers never really understood why I got them. You feel me? I remember I was in the third grade and I told everybody, like, we doing this math with shit. Y'all remember them little math table things where it's like, yeah, it's like fucking 30 problems and you had to do them like, we had to do them like, who can do them the fastest in 5 minutes? I was whooping everybody ass. I was always the first one done. I remember I was my teacher, she had this thing called math whizzes. I was the first math whiz in every division. Like, and like as far as when we did addition, killed it. Subtraction, killed it. Multiplication, killed it. Division, killed it. And it was like, yo, you're first? How are you always first? I was like, I'm that good. But I didn't say I'm that good. I was just like, yo, this is easy. Come on, guys, let's get it together. You feel me? But what they didn't know is that I knew the content. A lot of them were memorizing times tables. I didn't. I knew how to multiply. Totally different things. You feel me? Memorizing timetables is when you have your flashcards and shit like that. I can recall this shit on top of the head because I know the function on how to move this shit. Pop, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when I see it's like 9 times 6, 54. All right, 9 times 7, 63. Because it was always simple shit. And it's like I always found ways to outdo the advanced part. Like I would see kids like struggling doing the nines trick where we putting it up. I said, no, you guys just add 9 to the next number and keep going. Like don't make it harder than it has to be. Like you feel me? I would start to see certain sequences that numbers had, and that made it easier for me to break down. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was simple to me, but that was my thing. So the kids who didn't get the math whiz and shit, they were like, I want to be math whiz. It was like, okay, get smarter. Like practice with the math. Like the fuck. It's like, it's not difficult, but that sets the tone to where you start getting rewarded for shit. Just for showing up, just for being there. Like, no. No. And that's a loser's mentality. And then when I look at people who say, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, you're a loser. You're not going to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship kicks losers' asses. I know this seems so fucked up. This should even be an entrepreneurs episode, but it's tying into the encompassing of the world. We all live in a world where losing is like, because we don't take the time to process a loss. We don't know how. I break down the process of actual going through the tree of life to get to go through losing and shit, because it's an actual process. You feel me? It's an actual process. Within your tree of life, you have what's called the what I call it. It's not what I call, but it's called the tower path. In tarot, they have the tower card, but these major arcana, this thing is a part of the 22 paths of tree of life. That that point is also connected to your heart chakra. Loss is there, devastation, like depression, all of that shit, like the 5 stages of grief, because the heart chakra is blocked by grief. It's there. Loss is overcoming grief. Simply, when you lose, you grieve the loss, but the thing about it is you got to mourn. After you mourn, you develop the process to go through the grief. You feel me? What is it? Anger, depression, bargaining. What is it? It's denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and then acceptance, right? The purpose of trying is to lead you to a point of acceptance. Niggas be in denial. You know, and then the honorable mention shit puts you in denial. So peep this, right? And mind you, the tree of life is in Soul 3. But mind you, the honorable mention shit puts you in denial because you win for fucking losing. Like when I was young, I used to hear people say, yo, I can't win for losing. Because it's like, yo, you're a loser. You feel me? And they be really not like no fucked up shit. Like life would just hit them certain shit, but they would still get their wins because they would learn their lessons. They wouldn't walk away from the shit. You feel what I'm saying? So then fast forward, everything is supposed to be glitz and glam, peaches and cream. Motherfuckers really be in denial of the loss because they got something for the loss. They got something for losing. An honorable mention motherfucker is like, yo, bro, I got like, you take it like back to the little kid. No slight at him. You feel me? We was kids at the time too. So it's not like I'm an adult talking shit about a kid. No, I'm a kid talking about a kid. It's like, bitch, what are you crying for? And then when they gave him the honorable mention, he stopped crying and smiled. You can't smile with the winners. You fucking lost. Get out the fucking picture. It's only enough for 3 motherfuckers. Get the fuck out. First, second, and third place, you got honorable mention. You got dusted. We all got dusted. If you was after fourth, you don't count. If you was after third, you don't count. You feel me? And this is why I tell people, you know what I'm saying, why masculinity has to come back. You feel me? This also could have been a so frail conversation. But this is why I tell motherfuckers that masculinity has to really come back. Because it's the masculine force that objectively looks at the shit and say, you fucking lost. It's the feminine force that says, it's so like tries to put the emotion to it. No, fuck the feelings right now. You lost. How are you going to win? How are you going to win the next time? It doesn't matter. I don't have to try to win the next time. I got something. I got an award. Fucking participation trophies? Shit's a trash. That's the most disrespectful thing to the human psyche ever. Because now when you lose, you don't even process that you lost. Sit with that for a second. When you are rewarded for losing, you don't process that you lost. You feel me? My mind doesn't conceive, I really lost this race. It doesn't conceive that 6 motherfuckers beat me. No, I tried and they gave me something. That makes you not want to try hard because you don't have to. You feel me? You don't have to. Then what does it do when you become an adult, when life really busts your ass? When you really lose shit? Not just like deaths and shit like that. There's a process of death that's like you have to be able to get over denial. If you are in denial, you would never go over the grieving process. You would never overcome the tower moment that is supposed to collapse you, that teaches you how to lost to lead you into the space of becoming victorious. You feel me? And that's what I was talking about with victory and shit. Like, I mean, with winning and losing, like to be victorious, like there's an actual sphere in the tree of fucking life that is themed with victory. Both the positive and the negative side of victory, win and loss, thrill, agony. There is a sphere of the tree of life that you do not access, that you cannot access until you know who the fuck you are. That's some powerful shit. That's some powerful shit. Think about that. You do not know how to win or lose until you know who the fuck you are. So now when we lose and they give us an honorable mention, how are we supposed to explore ourselves to understand the way in which we lost? Because we got to go through I didn't lose. I didn't come in last place. Okay, second to last place. The fuck? Like, you feel me? Like, and this shit starts as kids. Everybody's a winner. You're a winner. Like, the whole quote unquote, I get, damn, hit my elbow. But this whole positivity era, that's what's fucking people up. That's what's really fucking people up. People are comfortable being losers. Now, you're an adult and you're a loser. Still. Not just like you losing in life, but the sole fact that as soon as you get some bad news and shit, you still don't know how to process it because you don't know how to deal with loss. You never learned how to deal with loss as a child because you couldn't even win a foot race without bitching and needing something. You feel what I'm saying? This culture transitions so much, this honorable mention complex, it goes so heavy that when motherfuckers find out they have a disease, when motherfuckers find out they have something, they continue to do the same behavior that gave it to them. They're mentally losers. They don't know how to overcome this loss, this bad news. Oh, it's going to be okay. Like, I'm probably going to cut off like half of my subscribers right now at this point. This whole body positivity thing about overweight people accepting themselves as obese. Fuck no. I can never co-sign that shit. I can never be involved with it. That is losers mentality. That is losers mentality. You feel me? Majority of the people that caught, what they caught, were obese with pre-existing health conditions. The entire time, all they kept saying is stop fat shaming. Stop. I'm not body shaming. I am acknowledging that this person is unhealthy right now. This person is losing the health race. Losing it. And we're giving them an honorable mention. Oh, you're trying. It may be your genes. It's a fat gene. It ain't no fat fucking gene. You feel me? It ain't no fat gene. I get it. There's three types of bodies. You have the ectomorph, the mesomorph, and the endomorph. You feel me? The endomorph is the one who they're calling, oh, that means you're just big bone. No, 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 no. The endomorph is the person whose body is short and wider. Doesn't mean you're supposed to be obese. Doesn't mean you're supposed to be fat. Doesn't mean you're supposed to be this thing. Oh, I just got to accept that this is the way it is. And when people don't know how to win, and this is another thing, because people don't know how to win, they don't win for themselves. People go on these journeys, and if they're not cheered on for their success, they quit. There's nobody to cheer them on, nobody to give them some kind of honorable mention when they're losing. They give up. They give up. Almost 99% of the time, they give up because it's a mentality. Losing is a mentality, and it affects every aspect of our lives. And it definitely starts when we kids. You feel me? Oh, you lost. You feel me? At least you tried. At least you tried. Try telling a motherfucker who's overweight, right? Try telling a motherfucker who's overweight that you have to lose weight or you're gonna die. My whole 600-pound life, they say that shit all the time. Yo, if you don't lose weight, you're gonna die. In the very next episode, you see that motherfucker eating 3 fucking pizzas. They're a loser. That's the loser's mentality. Why try? Because you got another motherfucker in your ear saying, take your time. It's okay. You'll be okay. Everybody, you can't win them all. Yes, you can. That's the biggest mind fuck right there. If you prepare, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Now, granted, the win doesn't always need the trophy because it's like, because in competition, somebody's going to be better. But that doesn't mean that you're not a win. Winners lose differently. I'm going to say it like that. Winners lose differently. You can be a winner and still lose. But that doesn't qualify you as a loser. You feel me? Case in point, the motherfucker who can hit the buzzer beater, like, there's 2 winning teams. I mean, one team has to win, but you guys came down to the wire. You both played like winners. When basketball games go triple overtime, those are 2 winners that will not give up. Those are winners playing. You feel me? That's just not somebody trying to win. Those are winners playing. So even when one loses, it's like, nigga, we left it all out there. You feel what I'm saying? The blowout, that's a loser. You gave up. You feel me? Not on no funny shit, because they're still professional basketball players. That game when Kobe dropped 81 on Toronto was some losers that night. They lost. Not only did like Kobe beat them by himself. I think the game ended like 120 something to 90 something or like one something, like low 100s. Nigga, Kobe had 81. He beat y'all. You feel me? Like Wilt Chamberlain, he has 100-point game. He beat 5 motherfuckers by himself. I mean, granted, his other team was running positions and shit, feeding the ball, but he beat 5 motherfuckers by himself. That's the difference between a winning mentality. Like, see, people think everything is about mentality. You're not something just because you got an award for the shit. You feel me? This now ties into entrepreneurship in a way because like a lot of motherfuckers I want to be a millionaire. No, nigga, you want to have $1 million. That's honorable mention shit. Don't nobody want to work to be no motherfucking millionaire. This shit's hard. This shit's hard as fuck. I ain't a millionaire. But I'm adding in importance to the fact that it's difficult because it's the mentality first. You have to have a millionaire's mentality. Same shit with winning and losing. You have to have a winner's mentality. Some niggas are just losers. They have programmed themselves to be fucking losers. It's like they're fucking Eeyore and shit from Winnie the Pooh. All you keep hearing is get into the markets. But do you trade or do you invest? Should you do stocks, Forex, crypto, or NFTs? My personal answer is not a single one if you don't know how to read a chart. Without knowing how to read a chart, you end up giving all your money to those who do. Do you know what a candle is? Do you know the pocket of activity? Do you know the difference between market direction and market control? If you answer no at least once, you might want to learn how to read a chart first. Learning how to read a chart will let you know if you should trade or invest and if you should do stocks, forex, crypto, and or NFTs. It will also let you know if this is even for you or not. So visit IamJustSeen.com to learn how to read charts with my Mastering the Market course, ebooks, and webinars today. The world is changing. The question is, will you adapt with it? It's like they're negative, they're pessimistic, they're out. You feel me? I knew a person who, quote unquote, this is another, see, I'm talking shit today, bro. This is another reason why I always tell people, if you say I inspired you and you didn't do shit with it, stop saying I inspired you. You just admire my hustle. You admire what I do. I don't inspire you to do shit because you did nothing with it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I knew somebody who I inspired, air quotes, to do a podcast, to start a podcast. They did 2 episodes and said, nobody's listening. Oh, you think you're going to be on my level? You think you're going to be where I'm at just because you decided to do a podcast? And then you quit because you don't get the spins you want to. I said, I've been doing this shit since 2016. You feel me? My podcast now in 2021, I have been giving this kind of content out since 2016 with my YouTube channel. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. It wasn't 2016. It was 2017. But 2017, I started to I brought people over from there to here. There was a time when I didn't get shit. You feel me? But again, from 2017, that's 4 years of consistency. And I say consistency because I was putting out videos every fucking week. I only stopped doing the videos because the editing took too fucking long. And I was cranking this shit out. Like, check the YouTube out, the Just Seen YouTube channel if you haven't, because some of y'all are new and never seen the transition. But it was like, yo, I got tired of doing the videos. So I said, I'm gonna do a podcast because this shit's easier. It's so much smoother for me. You feel what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, I got to keep it going. So it's like, she's like, but you get people to listen to your shit all the time because they've been listening. This is work put in. I didn't just start this podcast and like yesterday. You feel me? These people have bought into me. I have what I'm saying? I've given gems. I've given all kind of shit that made them say, hey, y'all, look, come hear me talk my shit. Y'all read my shit. Now come hear me talk my shit. And they listen to me talk my shit. Y'all listen to me talk my shit because of the work that I put in. But I have a winner's mentality. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna keep this consistency up regardless of who's listening and who's not. Because it's just a matter of time before the moment happens when it's like, bam, but it's like, winners gonna win. That's why winners win. I seen this other quote that was so fucking powerful. It says, it takes 10 years to be overnight success. It takes 10 years to be an overnight success. That shit it shook my foundation because I was like, so many people want to be the overnight success overnight. You feel me? Nobody sees the backside of the shit that you do. Nobody sees the dark side of the shit that you got to go through, the lessons that you got to learn from. You feel me? And one of my favorite songs, theme music, Jadakiss and Fab. Fab say, he said, I learned as a young G, even when you're hungry, never move like you're starving. That's a winner's mentality. Nobody knows you're struggling. Nobody knows you losing. Like, you feel me? All people know now is that I got a course on teaching how to trade and invest. Nobody knows how much I lost. You feel me? Not that I'm going to reveal that. Not that I have to, but it's like, that's what people, they don't know the backstory. They don't know what it took to get here. You feel me? How fucking, they don't know what it's like to see $5,000 leave like that from an account. Like, I can't even snap fast enough for how fast that shit went. Because you was in the wrong direction. When I say I mastered the market, it's because I learned from the losses, and I never gave up. You feel me? Now, granted, I lost a decent amount, but I mean, to lose 5 bands. You feel me? I talk my shit. I love the story. I love the story when I talk about how I had one movement that was like $3,400. Like this one when I first started. This one I didn't know shit. That beginner's luck. I got an episode on that. I think it's Entrepreneur's Beginner's Luck, or no. It's just a regular episode. It's called Beginner's Luck. The universe's green light. We get beginner's luck, and this is what fucks us up. Beginner's luck is why we don't work hard for shit. Everybody has beginner's luck. You know why? Because the moment you intentionally decide you want to do something, the universe, God, Allah, Jehovah, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, it shows you that this is for you. So you get the beginner's luck. The beginner's luck is nothing but veteran's experience without the experience. But the beginner's luck is to put you on a path to start walking towards veteran's experience and fill that gap in. You feel what I'm saying? The same ways that I win right now with trading and investing, I won those same ways when I first started. The difference is I did not have the experience. So when I had my first banger, like when I say my first body bag, I made $3,400. No, I made $2,200 because I turned 800 into 3,400, and it was in a matter of like 3 months, right? And that was just on the stock side. That was just off the investment side. I had not even tapped into Forex yet, but I got into Forex because I was like, yo, if I could do this in 3 months, there's got to be a way I could do it in a day. There's just got to be. That's what led me into Forex. That's what led me into the other options to learn how to play this game differently. You feel what I'm saying? But the purpose in that is that I was like, I didn't look at it and like when I got the beginner's luck, the beginner's luck brought that, it brought that modesty to me. Because right after the beginner's luck, it's like, let's pull the rug. Now you got to learn how to do this shit. This wasn't as simple as buy low and sell. This is why I can talk the shit that I talk when I tell people you got to buy low and sell high. Buy low and sell high. Buy low and sell high when the buyers have control. You can't do it when the sellers have control. Motherfuckers look at me like I don't know what to talk. What do you mean when sellers have control? You could buy on the dips. Bitch, you're going to buy on the wrong dips. You can buy on those dips, but you better sell on those hits because if you don't sell on those hits, that shit's going to come back down and now you're in the red. And then by the time you keep going down, you're like, okay, now it's just going to keep going against me. You close your trade or you close your investment, you get out and then you see the shit go against you. Like, why didn't I just hold? Because you didn't know how to read a fucking chart. You know why? Because you don't have the veteran's experience. You don't have the, like, you get the beginner's luck. You get the little tips from this. Like, I understand this shit. I won with this shit. I went through the process to become a winner at this. That doesn't mean I don't lose. But I have greatly learned to reduce my risk and increase my reward. You feel what I mean? Because it's a mentality. It's a fucking mentality. But like I was saying, like that beginner's luck shit, it gets a lot of people in the game. That's why motherfuckers have difficulty sustaining themselves because of beginner's luck. There's nothing backing beginner's luck. Now, mind you, I get beginners. Now imagine merging beginner's luck with an honorable fucking mention. Sit with that for a motherfucking second. You have beginner's luck where on this whim you got something you want and then you got rewarded for it. You got rewarded for beginner's luck. Now your ego is kicking in because you think, oh, I got veterans experience. I know what I'm doing. No, you did something. Dwight Howard has made, as far as I can recall, 2 3-pointers as a Laker. You think they're gonna feed that motherfucker the ball when it's clutch time and they down 2? No. Because he's not a 3-point shooter. He made 3-point shots. That's what beginner's luck is like. That's what this whole episode is about how life, because of this honorable mention complex, we can't get out of beginner's luck, which means we can't learn enough to gain the veteran's experience. Like we be all fucked up. Like shit like it's like overly fucking delusional, low key. So it's like, at what point are we going to look at it from this perspective of, I lost. Now let me figure out how to win. Like niggas say, I lost and stop. Like motherfuckers be like, yo, I lost. Okay, what next? I got to figure out how I lost. I got to figure out where I lost. Where did I go wrong? What did like, nobody sits with that much. And even those who ask the question, they often don't sit because like, did you win? How are you going to win the next time? Oh, I'm just not going to do it again. That ain't for me. It was supposed to be easy. You feel me? What's for me is for me. My maker ain't going to put me through no hard shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. Keep thinking that shit. Keep thinking it's all candy. No, it's not. But this is the mentality that started when kids, like, you feel me? A lot of us had that. Like, that's why certain shit I can't deal with. Certain shit I can't deal with, certain shit I can't collab with. Like, it's people that's, it's like you're not moving right. You don't know how to lose. You don't know how to lose. And when I actually learned how to lose. I learned how to lose in so many different regards and so many different pockets. But the time it stuck the most is when I got a D in biochemistry, right? That was senior year. Like, it's no excuse. You feel me? I didn't try. I didn't try. And at that time, I was heavily religious. I was on some, literally, no bullshit. I was on some, I'm not studying. I'm not paying attention in class. I'm just going to pray before the test and hope it goes well. Yeah, I was literally on that type time. Faith like a motherfucker, no works. But at the same time, I was recovering. I was recovering from a heartbreak. I was like, I was nowhere. I should not have taken that semester. When I really look at it on paper, I think because like the maximum we were supposed to be taking, like most people take about 17 to 18 credits a semester, right? No, I'm trying to graduate. It's my senior year. I took 21. I maxed out. I took 21 credits. Um, 21 credits. I had my little capstone course that took 2 semesters to do. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm trying to deal with a heartbreak and shit. I'm in denial because I didn't know how to lose. I kept saying I didn't lose. I didn't lose. I'd accept that I had lost. The heartbreak devastated me. I lost. I lost. You feel me? I was still grieving, trying to. Now I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm in denial to the shit. Therefore, I can't learn the right way. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I'm taking this class, and it's like I got a D in that bitch. I had never, ever, ever seen a D. I ain't gonna say never, ever. Let me not lie to y'all. Only seen a D twice in my entire career as a student. I seen one my senior year after my heartbreak. You feel me? And I was, trying to graduate and shit. And then I seen one when I was in 6th grade, and I met my dad for the first time. Both instances, my heart was broken. I was in an emotional state, but I never learned how to win. I never learned how to lose. Right? People be asking like, "Oh, you're a sore loser." It's not that you're a sore. It's hard to lose. Losing is hard, and it's hard to learn from losing, especially when you believe you were supposed to win. You feel me? This is why I talk about masculinity needing to be present, because you have to objectively observe a situation in order to win. You're not going to learn without femininity in there. It's too many details. It's too many emotions. You feel me? Oh, you tried. Better luck next time. This, that, and the third. It's like, no, no, this shit's stupid. No, because now you don't know how to lose. And because you don't know how to lose, you also don't know how to win. You feel what I mean? This "at least you tried" shit is bullshit. At least you tried. The least you can do is try, and that's all you did. At least you tried. When I saw that little kid crying, man, that shit pissed me off so much. I'm like, what the fuck are you crying for? I lost. I tried as hard as I could. I did the best I could, and it wasn't good enough because they were fucking better. Does it dawn on you that, okay, what is it that they did? I'm big on rob and duplicate. When I used to sell cars and shit, one of my mentors used to say, yo, rob and duplicate. If you see something that works that somebody else is using and you can implement it, use it. You feel me? I was like, ain't that like, he's like, man, it's called R&D. I was like, research and development. He said, nah, rob and duplicate. He was like, yo, if you see something that works, figure it out. Like sit with people. You know what I'm saying? Pick their brain. It's like it cuts so many corners. When I look at how, like, you want to learn fast. Like sometimes I take into consideration how much information I really have, but then I take a moment to step back and look at how much information I really attained in this world. A lot of the shit that I study is written by people who are like 40, 50, 60 years old, 70 years old, who have been studying for 30, 40 years, studying that topic for 30, 40 years, and they write a book. They just did 40 years for me, and I can read it in 3 days. Nigga, I'm cutting corners. I'm cutting corners. You feel me? But you got to be willing to do that. So it's like they won. This person clearly won. And what I mean by that, they're a winner mentality. Like they reached their finish line. They've been running for 40 years. They reached their finish line. It's like, yo, I want to like, I want to share that with you. Let me see your 40 years without having to do 40 years. You feel me? Like I'm going into right now, what's this, 2022? I want to say either six or seven. I feel like it's my seventh because I started at the end of 2015. Or was it the end of 2016? I think I made my first legit investment on paper December of 2016. No. Had to be 15. Yep. It was the end of 15. December. Nah, it couldn't have been. It had to be the end of 2016. Cause, yep. Cause then no, that don't make sense. That time, damn. Fuck it. Either way. Yeah, it was about 2016. So towards the end of 2016. So I got 6 years of this shit. 6 years of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I got people right now, students right now, who have took that 6 years and mastered it in 8 weeks. That was the goal, pushing it forward. You feel what I'm saying? But you know how many losses I had to take? Like, there's somebody right now who will not have to put in the 6 years that I put in, just because they got my course. There's somebody right motherfucking now there's somebody right now who is likely to have a son or who is likely to have somebody younger than me, like who can experience the shit that I put in so frail at a younger age. It took me 31. Imagine this. It took me 31 years to complete the Soul Frail series. When I say 31 years, I mean that because it's like this is a life's work project. Like people, and then just want to, oh, let me write this. This was a quest when I decided to myself that I needed to become a man and needed to be a masculine man. And I knew that a woman couldn't teach me that shit. I went to find the answer. Low key, this ties into it. I was losing at masculinity. Episode 200 to tell what that is. That episode is gonna be very special. I'm saving that. So I'm not gonna give any insight as to why, but I was a loser. Like masculinity wise, I was a loser. This why I could talk the shit that I talk and be like, yo, I had my whole phases. We were losers, bro. Our masculinity wasn't in check. You feel me? And we was comfortable with it. We would gravitate towards what was quote unquote manly and vibrant enough for motherfuckers to be comfortable. Completely off. Completely wrong. And it's like, yo, masculinity is wrong, bro. This ain't right. It's more to this shit. You feel me? And so I went through the quest to figure out what that more was. I studied a lot of shit. Now, mind you, for my quest to understanding where I am with masculinity right now, again, I've studied people who have put information into this world for 30, 40 years straight. Read all of their material. You feel me? I read shit. I read science shit. Like I read so much different content. It's like there's a couple 100 years of information that I have obtained that ties to this shit. Not in addition to the shit that's like deeper, but it's like it took me 31 years to complete this project. 31 years to live enough life to experience it, to have the understanding to give you all of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I want men to be able to get here. I want men to be able to get up here. You feel me? And this is a self-awareness moment. This is not no braggadocious shit. Like I'm fucking raw with this shit. I'm raw with how this masculine essence is. Like when I learned how to I'm a whisper because this shit gets fucking dramatic. When I really learned how to tap into my masculine essence, I damn near became invincible. This is why it's like when I look at it as being the spiritual, mental, or physical embodiment, the essence of analysis and deconstruction, this is why men naturally, I will always look and be like, how do we process shit so fast? Why do we always break shit down? It's like when I looked at our essence and our core and what we were hiding, I was like, this is like, you feel me? I felt like, yo, you smart. We all smart, nigga. Like, this is just the man shit. Like, we naturally break shit down. You feel me? We naturally use the intelligence factor. When I started to realize that shit and I started to break it down, like the shit came. And in my quest to become quote unquote a man, I didn't really know I was chasing masculinity. Because I was like, yo, I have to be a real man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what is it? I don't know. And I went on a quest. You feel me? And I happened to find it. But like I said, it took 31 years for this work to be done. For me. Should nobody have to put in 31 years? Like, that's a fucked up cycle. Knowing that we in war, knowing that our people are on some fucked up shit, I would be selfish as hell to keep this information that I got and say, yo, nigga, you got to go through your 31 years. You better put your 31 years in. Fuck that, yo. Here's 3 books right now. Read that shit in a year. And then observe the world from that perspective. Yo, tighten up. That's why I say tighten up, guys. I'm showing you how to ascend to that level. I had to write Sofa 3. Of course, it's last because it's Sofa 3, but Sofa 3 had to wait because there's a lot of things I had to show within myself of masculinity does not have to look how they told you it's supposed to look. Masculinity is raw. Masculinity is powerful. Like, you feel me? It's the essence. Like, when people look at the masculine essence of shit, because when we put divine and we associate divine with all this shit and higher self, lower self, all of this mystical shit, we take away from the reality of what it is. And it's hard to tap into the reality when you're basing yourself off mysticism. I don't do that shit. I'm telling you how to fluently tap into the shit right motherfucking now. Oh, you're so spiritual. You reach your level of spirituality, but you use profanity, use all of this shit. Like, yo, I gets to be my motherfucking self. When you understand what I understand and you get to that level that you realize, oh, all of this time I just been behaving. I haven't been being. I've been behaving like a man, but I haven't been being masculine. God damn, I'm cold with this shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You feel me? This is my talk, my shit episode because I feel like it's necessary tying into what we're talking about. People who try, you have that, like, I never settle for an honorable mention. Fuck that. I'm not settling for an honorable mention. When people are like, yo, what makes you go to, because I will never settle for an honorable mention. And then I reach such a point that it's like, yo, because, and also in the way in which I package the shit that I package, motherfuckers be like, oh, well, you cuss too much. You this, that, and the third, you this, and the third, but you niggas can't fucking touch me in this shit. You motherfuckers can't touch me in shit. But I'm like this because it's like, I'm trying to reach the people who this shit is deprived from. Do you not know how hard it was to find this shit? I come from where y'all come from. I just chose not to lose. I come from that perspective, and it's like, I gotta be able to show, look, y'all, we can have this shit. This is supposed to be our shit. Like, we're supposed, like, we can have this, but I gotta be one who's showing you you can do this. Like, I became disconnected. I realized that. I became disconnected when I got my degree. When I went up, it's like, yo, the little boy who I would not recognize myself. I would not want to take advice from myself. When I was 16, 17 years old, I wasn't taking advice from college people. I wasn't taking advice from doctors. I wasn't taking advice from lawyers. I wasn't taking advice from people with suits and ties. I was taking advice from the trappers in the streets. I was taking advice from the motherfuckers who was running the streets with me. I was taking advice from the motherfuckers who didn't give a fuck about shit, who had nothing to lose. That's why I was taking advice from. You know why? Because they were always in the circle with me. Because they could relate to me. You feel what I'm saying? I just had to realize, yo, we can all be winners. And I had to tap into that mentality. You feel what I mean? And when tapping into that mentality, like, yo, I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker call me arrogant, bitch. I can prove everything that I'm talking about. And then it makes you look stupid when I actually do the shit. How Ho say, you know, they can't believe that this much skill is in the human body. Real shit. Because when you have that much skill in the human body, you're supposed to look decorated. You're supposed to look like it. Nah, bro. My presence is felt. It doesn't have to be seen. I just have to be seen. Bars. You'll catch it later. But anyway, that's the shit that we on. This is the shit that happens to people. Like, they're on some, everybody wants the honorable mention. You feel me? When I look at entrepreneurs and shit, the successful ones, we're the ones who never, the successful, I'm going to use both dynamics. So the successful entrepreneurs, we're the ones who never settled and we're the winners. But the unsuccessful entrepreneurs, we're the ones who settled and we're the losers. And I said weird because I've been in both dynamics, both boats. I've been an entrepreneur and I've been a wantrepreneur. I wanted the shit. Like, people be like, yo, how'd you get good at marketing? Because I ain't know how to market shit. Like, what? Like, you didn't just always know how to do the shit? No, I lost. I didn't know how to sell. It's not like selling drugs. It's not like, you feel me? It's not like with products that sell themselves. There's levels that you got to do. You got to make motherfuckers buy into you, believe that shit. Like, it's a whole bunch of shit that has to go into it. I had to learn that shit first. Now I can sell ready to a bug because it's like, you feel me? But before, it's like you're trying to convince people, like, nah, you can't do that shit. But these are things that's like I had to go through. I had to lose. with the winner's mentality. You feel me? You're not a loser because you lost. You're a loser because you're a loser. You're not a winner because you win. You're not a winner because you won. You're a winner because you're a winner. Winners lose too. What do you do with that loss? How do you bounce back from that shit? How do you return? Do you, oh, it's not for me, I give up. Oh, like I know so many people who I started entrepreneurship with, it got a little gritty for them. Oh, this ain't for me. I can't do it. These people, oh, this ain't working. I just can't do it. All right, well, let me go do one of the MLMs, the easy ones. Y'all get mad when y'all get scammed because they're made for you type motherfuckers. You dig what I'm saying? They're made for you type motherfuckers. MLMs, all of these, they're made for they're made for losers. They are made for fucking losers. And I hate to say it like that. But anybody who does not want to be the actual creator, I talk about this in So For 3 as well. People are comfortable being duplicators because they don't want to be originators. You have to overcome loss to be an originator. You feel me? You have to have a winner's mentality to become an originator. Otherwise, you're just a duplicator. Losers duplicate. What works? Let me see what works. I'm just going to do what works. Fuck what works. You feel me? Fuck what works. And this is one of the reasons why it's like it used to get difficult with me because I'd be like, yo, I got to get over the hump of motherfuckers dealing with MLMs. And I'm like, no, I really teach you how to trade and invest, bro. I teach you how to read a fucking chart, how to read the charts thoroughly and understand them. And you don't want that. You want me to tell you how I'm trading, what I'm trading for the day, like how I'm getting it. Like that's what you want. You're a loser. You want to eat off my wins, but you don't want to win for yourself. You're a loser. You feel me? And then you can't, and not being able to learn through the loss. Like, what the fuck? Like, I had a student, like a one-on-one student who they were upset that the trade didn't work. I'm like, well, did you analyze it? Well, it worked for me. How did it work for you? And then like, which direction did you go in? I went in the direction like, well, you said it was gonna, doesn't matter what I said. What did it do? What did it do? I told you how to read the market. I read it enough to know, oh shit, this ain't going up anymore. The shit's dying, it's slowing down. Let me go ahead and get out and take my money and go. Oh, it's gonna go all the way up. It sometimes doesn't, but that's a part of reading the fucking market. You feel me? That's the shit that happens. That's the loser's mentality. And this now, I'm gonna go ahead and try to start wrapping it up here. This is what happens when losers try to teach winners or losers try to collaborate with winners. Think about it, from relationships to everything. It be motherfuckers married to, it be winners married to losers right now and wonder why they can't grow. It be losers married to winners wondering why the winner won't sit the fuck down. Why do you always got to grow? I'm comfortable here. I don't. Like, these two people, these types of people aren't compatible. The fuck? Because now when crunch time hits, what are you going to do? How are we going to solve this problem together? Oh, nah, just got to let go and let deity. No, the deity gave you the burden. Why would you give it back? Like, that's something that used to piss me off all the time. It's like, yo, you got to give all your burden to the deity. But then the same people will say, yo, gives the toughest battles to the strongest soldiers. Why would you give back what was given to you? Be the soldier, motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? Cliche shit. Shit's so easy to say in justification modes to try to hype yourself up. But the reality of the shit, two can't coexist. It just can't coexist. You can't in one breath say that the deity gives you burdens, and then at one point say, I got to give them back. Like, no, what did he give them to you for? What were you giving those burdens for? To overcome the losses, to become a fucking winner. But you rather stay a loser. Think about it. If the burden in which that deity gave you was designed to make you stronger, but you went, I'm going to put it on the altar and give it back to the deity. You just accepted, I want to stay a loser. I want to remain a loser. I don't want to be a winner. And I'm like, yo, I really don't believe in the shit that y'all say y'all believe in. Y'all fear heaven and hell. Y'all really don't understand the shit that y'all actually fucking with because you can't. It's contradictory to apply the shit. You got to pick a side. Either you're gonna be the winner, either you're gonna be the loser. Either you're gonna be the victor or you're gonna be the victim. Either you're gonna be the chosen people who is cursed or the chosen people who are blessed. You cannot be both. We cannot be both. But when you obtain the loser's mentality, you automatically accept curses over your life. When you have the winner's mentality, you automatically accept blessings into your life. You feel me? Motherfuckers call it good luck. It ain't good luck. It's a winner's mentality. People miss that whole part. It's a winner's mentality. Bad luck is a loser's mentality. Luck just doesn't work in my favor. It just doesn't go for me. Shit happens. Okay, cool. How do you see the shit that negatively impacts you? You feel me? If I told y'all some of the stories about the L's that I took, I'm like, damn, bro, you shouldn't have kept going. In my mind, why the fuck not? Oh, this just a little speed bump. Just a little hurdle. Okay, let me redirect. I never see that this is supposed to make me stop. Never. You feel what I'm saying? When I wrote my first book, before I even wrote it, motherfuckers who had not even written books trying to give me advice. You know why? Because we were literally in the same pocket, so they thought. We were in the same pocket of time, but we weren't in the same pocket of mind. Ooh, that's a bar, man. I think that should be a shirt. Let me write that shit down. Uh, damn, what did I just say? Fuck, I had to replay this motherfucker. I don't even remember what I said. We got the same pocket. We in the same pocket of time, but we're not in the same pocket of mind, or whatever this. I said, fuck it. But anyway, that's what it is. So it was like when it was time for me to I was like, yo, let me publish this shit. Everybody that I knew was, yo, how do I want to publish a book. It was when I published my book that then I became the plug. Yo, tell me how to do this. Oh, no. Because when you see me writing a motherfucker, you see me going through the process, you see me everything. You weren't paying attention. You were thinking it couldn't be done because it couldn't be done by you and it had not been done. Like just because we're in close proximity to each other doesn't mean it still can be done by you. Because you're not me. You're a loser. I'm a winner. It's that simple. And I'm not saying loser in a disrespectful way, but it's like when it's your shit, when it's something that is supposed to be yours and you know it's yours and you know you're supposed to bring and you don't bring it into reality, you're a loser. You don't have the winner's mentality because you don't believe you can win with your shit. Imagine this. You know how many people do not know how to beat themselves? And they don't know how to beat themselves on the strength that, one, they don't know their purpose, but for two, they don't know how to beat themselves on the strength that they don't know how to win as that. Behavior is a bad motherfucker. Like, you feel me? How you get taught to behave predicates how you think you should win or lose. You feel me? But how you get to be predicates whether or not you're a winner or loser. I'd still take L's, y'all. Like, this ain't like, you feel me? What I say? I said some people get pushed to their limits. I get pushed to another level. The L's are different. I tweeted that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some people get pushed to their limits. Some people get pushed to new levels. The L's are different. The L's I take push me to new levels. Now, a lot of people, oh, you lost, you haven't made that move yet. But every time I make that move, after that, after I take that L and it levels me up, it's astronomical. It's almost like exponential how the growth happens at that moment. It's like, damn, bro, I remember you were just like, I know, I learned. And can't excuse me. Can't nobody stop me from being where I'm at. You feel me? I learned the lesson. You feel me? You want the lesson learned for you. You're a loser. You're a fucking loser. And it's like, yo, I don't get how people, can't do something. I used to always feel like that. Why can't you do this? I can do it. You should be able to. That should stop you right there from ever thinking that again. When you think somebody can do something because you can do it, you're basing your mentality off of theirs or their mentality off of yours. They're not the same. You can be having a conversation about winning to a loser. You can be having a conversation about losing to a winner. They'll never see it. I got homies right now who will hit me up and they be like, yo, I need to secure another bag. And I can run down all of the shit that they're good at that they can monetize right motherfucking now. And they be like, I don't think I can do that. All right, fuck out my face. And then they'll hit me up months later. Years later, damn, y'all wish I would have went on ahead and started on this. Nigga, I told you. I don't know what the fuck. Like, you feel me? They had a loser's mentality talking to a winner. I'm like, yo, you can win with that. You can literally win with that in a matter of moments, especially in this age. This shit happened as fast as fuck. But they don't, they're not winners. This is why some people need motivation all the time. They need to have motivational speakers and stuff. They're really not winners. They're losers who happen to win. And they need in order for them to win, they need that voice in the head to keep them motivated and keep them going. But they be asking me, like, yo, what books you read to keep yourself motivated? With I just meditate, nigga, and fuck. Low key, I'm my own motivation. Like entrepreneur episodes, when I need to touch up on some shit, when I need I listen to my podcast over it. I'm that for me. That gives people outside of me too much power to help me win. You feel me? Now, this doesn't say I don't leverage the resources that I have and shit like that, but just to say the winner's mentality is different than the loser's mentality. You feel me? The loser's mentality always needs a way to go. The winner's mentality always figures out what that way is. And don't forget to check out Cafe Clothing, formerly Just Scenes merch. Get all of your intricate designs crafted specifically for the melanated being to develop a positive imagery within self and to have a little bit of fun in the process. From the peace, love, knowledge, and freedom to the dead horses and water designs, all of the styles are crafted for the imagery to make you feel as you're supposed to feel. Because as I always say, the best way to fit in is to stand out. And what better way to stand out than with your exclusive styles from Cafe Clothing. All right, I'm gonna go in and end it there. I'm definitely gonna go in and end it there. But yeah, man, I want to talk about the episode because this shit bothers me, yo. It bothers me to no end how people can feel that way, literally feel that way. Be on some, oh, at least you tried. Stop telling people that shit, bro. Cause you need to do more than try. You gotta, dust yourself off and try again. People think success is the end all be all. No, success is a repetitive thing. You can lose while you're being successful. People think success was flawless, and it's not. You can lose while you're on your way to success. You can lose, but you got to know how to fucking lose. You can't be accepting honorable mentions, and you can't be in spaces where you're only fucking with people that hand out honorable mentions. That's having yes people in your circle. This is the shit I'm talking about. The people that are tightest in my circle, they hold me accountable on my shit. Responsibility and accountability are the marks of winners. Irresponsibility and lack of accountability are the marks of losers. If everything happens, oh, nah, this because this did that. Oh, no, I'm in that space because of this. Everything that if I'm ever it's all me. I own everything that I do. You feel me? Because there's a concept that I've observed. It's like blame and credit are the same shit. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to try to end it on this one. Blame and credit is the same shit. And the way life in the world works out, everything is a catalyst in our lives. Whether it's absent or present, somehow it's a catalyst in our lives. And the very shit that you give credit to is the very shit that you have to blame. And the very shit that you blame is the very shit you have to give credit to. At 26 years old, this is when I learned this lesson. I had talked to my pops. This was just after So Frail 1 had came out. It was published and everything's doing numbers, doing good. You know what I'm saying? The ranks going up on Amazon and shit. And in that moment, I thought about blaming my father for the reason why I ended up having to write So Frail anyway. But to do that, I would have equally had to give him credit for me creating So Frail. I said, he ain't getting credit for shit, so I can't blame him anymore. You feel me? On my quest to become a man, I had a loser's mentality at first because I didn't know how to win as a man. When you hear niggas ain't shit, when you hear these men ain't shit, when you hear all men are dogs, you hear all these things. And in your mind, innately, in your deepest feelings, deepest parts of your soul, I'm none of those. But This is what they say men are. Why try? Why try to win at something that I can't win at? You feel what I'm saying? But I did anyway. And the point that I'm making is that, like, initially though, it was a loser's mentality. Like when I had my whole phase, I ain't gotta be no upstanding motherfucker. Like these hoes love real niggas, bro. I'm gonna have 4 hoes on the side. You feel me? They like that shit. I've heard like growing up, I've heard women say shit like, don't no woman want a man that another woman don't want. So to get the women that I wanted, I had to have multiple women. It's just like then it just kept it in a circle because it's like there was nothing more to it. You feel what I'm saying? Low key, I feel like polygamy is a loser's mentality. I'm gonna talk shit on this one. Polygamy is a loser mentality. Monogamy is a winner's mentality. To think that you can't do it with one person, to think that you can't bring out everything you need out of one person, that you got to be a winner to do some shit like that. That's why people cheat. The loser's mentality is to cheat. You cheat when you ain't winning. See, I be saying shit that motherfuckers really don't be catching on to when I be saying it. Like I be saying it a long time ago. Like yo, people be like, yo, why do men cheat? Oh, it's because men, they're just horny. They can't control their urges. No, men cheat because they're losing. They have a loser's mentality. When it comes to relationships, men have a loser's mentality. We're programmed to have a loser's mentality. That's why we cheat. That's why humans cheat in relationships. That's why anybody cheats when you have a loser's mentality. You're not going to try to win. You're not going to try to, okay, what do I have to do to win? You feel me? The winner is not going to cheat. The winner is going to walk away from the situation. The winner will play the game as much as they possibly can to win. And then when they realize, oh, I can't win with you, I'm out. I'm not about to cheat the game. I'm not even going to play this game no more. You dig what I mean? But this is honorable mention shit. I'm still supposed to have something. Even when I'm doing fucked up shit, I'm still supposed to have something. Even when I'm not working to my maximum potential, I'm still supposed to get something. The real world don't give you shit. Life don't give you shit. You earn everything you have. You win everything you have. Or you lose everything you have. One of the two. Self-sabotage, that's a loser's mentality. I know somebody probably listened to this whole motherfucking podcast talking about ain't no losing. They self-sabotage their own motherfucking self. Loser. Winners don't have sabotaging mentalities. A winner would not sabotage his win or her win. A loser will. Because loser's mentality is to lose. This is why self-sabotage is a thing. When your mentality is to lose, when you're winning, you fuck it up. And it's all rooted in the fact that, you have the honorable mention mentality. Like you come from the honorable mention complex. Like the culture is like, at least you tried. If at least I tried when I lose, and if I'm winning, like I'm gonna fuck it up. Like it's easy to fuck up because I'm used to losing. And a lot of people don't realize that, I always lose or I'm used to using. It's not that you have a loser's mentality. You accepted the fact that, like, and I break this shit down in So for 3-2. It's another part of the tree of life. Even this is the tree of life in the chakra chapter, or the I read to chapter. What I talk about getting to the point where your personal identity is so intact that you develop yourself into like becoming a winner and becoming a loser is a choice. You feel me? But it's rooted in your personal identity. To really tap into develop your personal identity, first thing you have to do is uncover your sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is where your feelings are. You have to understand your feelings because your feelings, the feelings you internalize predicate who you are or who you think you are. If you don't understand your feelings, then you internalize those feelings. That's why the sacral chakra is blocked by guilt and I'm gonna say onus. This is how I put it in the book. Sacral chakra is blocked by onus, and the solar plexus chakra is blocked by shame and pride. Shame and pride are opposite sides of the same coin. But anyway, pride is more of a positive perspective. Shame is more of a negative perspective. But when you internalize onus, which is guilt, like you own something, like the onus, when you put the onus on yourself from a feeling, you internalize it. When you internalize that onus, it either becomes pride or shame. What do you have pride in? What do you feel shame for? Because that's going to predicate how you view life. Your personal identity is going to be rooted in one of those things. If it's prideful, You're going to if what you internalize led to pride is going to lead you to a positive, more positive perspective. If it leads to shame, it's going to lead you to a more negative perspective, which determines how you love. You dig what I'm saying? Love is the power for betterment through correction. By proxy, hate would be the power for detriment through incorrection. Incorrection, I know, is not a word in the context of how we're putting it, but flow with it. It's like when you live your life like that, your heart is what you put your love into. Love sits at the heart chakra. So when your heart chakra energy, when that space is designed and you're in the space where you have internalized shame, you live with the same perspective, you're gonna hate. Like you self-sabotage, you'll fuck shit up. Just because. You can have the greatest heart with the shit, but you'll fuck it up. Why? Because you're a loser. That shit develops the loser's mentality. That's why hatred is the power for detriment through incorrection. You will literally fuck up your own shit because the personal identity is rooted in that. And then on the other side of that, you have people who you can't fuck they shit up for nothing because it's the winning mentality. At some point, they always adjust. People they ask me like, "Yo, why you have such an optimistic outlook on life?" I don't have a winning outlook on life. I'm gonna win. That's it. You feel me? You may see the battles that I take L's in, but I'm going to win this war. I'm winning the war. If you actually look at the numbers and shit, like I'm winning the war, and I can put that on paper, like and show motherfuckers I'm winning the war. You may see me lose a battle or two. You're not even fighting. Why are you worried about what the fuck? Like you worried about the fuck the individual L's that I take, not my whole record. You feel me? Because that's the loser's mentality. All you can see is losses, and you'll envy wins. Oh, you think you something? Your little business doing this. You feel me? I like your little this. Everybody want to call your shit little. Losers call your shit little. Losers call your shit little. You feel me? I seen your little business. I seen your little like the exes and shit that come. Seen your little girlfriend. Seen your little boyfriend and shit. Like ain't little, ain't little. You're a loser though. That's that loser mentality, and you realize you lost me. Oh shit! The winner's mentality don't even give a fuck about you and your exes. Don't give a fuck about the exes. The exes can't come back, and that's another like when I talk about retrograde and shit. But it's one of the real reasons why. Like I'm a winner. I know I'm a winner. So I know I didn't lose. When our relationship is over, I know I didn't lose shit. The fuck? Because I know like what I'm open up for the next process to go in. I'm a win and I'm gonna kill it. You feel me? But what we often don't face and decide to come to terms with is the fact that it's all mentality. Mindset is powerful. This is why I talk about there's 4 levels to the mind. You feel me? Belief, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Do you believe you're a loser? You're a loser. But if you understand why you lose, you can turn yourself from a loser to a winner. People think it's all about winning. Winning is a matter of knowing how to lose too, and knowing when not to. Like knowing how to turn the shit off that's making you lose. The fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what a winner does. I eliminate the shit that's making me lose. Losers eliminate the shit that's making them win. You feel me? And it's all tied in and rooted in the fact that, it derives from the honorable mention. I have to still get something. I still get something. I win. No, you got an award. You didn't win shit. You lost. You just feel good about losing now. Imagine how much easier it is to lose when you feel good about doing the shit. And I'm going to end it right there because that's the motherfucking maraschino right there. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And teach your children early how to overcome losses. It ain't always about winning. You feel me? Not only that, teach them how to win and lose. You feel me? Teach them how to win and lose, which means, Parento, you have to understand how to lose and win, how to win and lose, how to properly do so. You feel me? You have to be a point where you are a victor, not a victim. Some call it victim mentality. I just call it losers mentality. It's winners like it's all of this shit. Victorhood. Like you have to be a person like I'm going to win. Just like it hit so heavy, like when Jay said, "Yo, I will not lose." He never said he couldn't lose. He never said he doesn't lose. He said he will not lose. I get you, bro. That's a winner's mentality. But you also can't fear failure. You can't be afraid to you got to teach your babies not to fear failure, not to be afraid to lose, not to be afraid of what happens. Like we instill fear in our children from the jump. We never let them do anything that they try to go into. It's like that we feel scared that like they may win at the shit. You feel me? I used to watch my nephew, you know what I'm saying? He was real, real young. My youngest, not my young, like the middle nephew I got, but like he was fearless. He used to hang off of shit and swing and everybody, yo, get down from there. You put the fear in him. He doesn't think he's about to get hurt. And guess what happens when he doesn't get hurt? You know how amazing that shit is? Children are so tapped in and so wired that the world has not fucked them up so much that shit can happen to them and they don't really know that it's supposed to happen. So it doesn't happen the way that we think. You feel what I'm saying? I've had somebody had a conversation with me about school and shit. It's like, yo, you might want to buckle down for these courses and shit. These courses are gonna be easy for me. Well, when I took it, I struggled. I'm just saying, like, you struggle. You're not me, and I'm not you. You lost at this shit. I win on a regular basis at this shit, so I'm gonna win again. It's not like people be thinking you coming off arrogant on some shit like that because you speaking your reality. No, nigga, this ain't speculation. I do this shit. So I'm telling you about how I win. You feel me? So when I'm telling you about how I win, you can't you can't push a loss on me. I'm sorry. It just don't work. You never push a loss on me. You feel me? And our babies need to be in this space. Our babies need to understand, like, yo, winning and losing. We cannot force losing down their throats so much. Stop doing this. Don't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. Why? Because I've been there before and I failed. I did this before and I did. They could very well win with the very shit you failed at. Now that raises other issues because that's when parents can start becoming jealous of their children. Never in a point where you become jealous with your child. I hope don't do no shit like that. Jealous of the child where now you don't want to talk to them, you don't want to communicate because they achieved something that you couldn't achieve. Or they done something that you couldn't have done. You feel me? But this all derives from being winners and losers and shit and understanding the mentality of what it is and know how to actually tap in. Feel me? We got to teach our babies how to become winners and losers early. So when they go off into this quote unquote real world, when life really hits they motherfucking ass, it ain't sending them back with their tail between their legs. You feel me? When I first quit school, when I lived in Philly, I quit school and there was a whole group chat. When my mom, my sister, my brother found out, there was a whole group chat that I quit and everything. I wasn't going back. I heard it all. Like I've forgiven them and I moved past this shit, but I never forgot what was said. But it was what it was. I've addressed it to them. It's not like I'm on some I'm venting and all this shit. Like nah, I addressed it to him. It's like my brother, he ran the streets, so his words were, "Look, we already got one fuck up in the family. Don't be the next one." Whoa, nigga, wait, where's that coming from? My big sister, she was like, she said, yo, I went back and got my degree and everything. You inspired me to finish school and get everything. Like, she was like, yo, you gotta finish. You gotta finish. No, I don't. Like, you feel me? And then my mom, she was like, she said, I'm disappointed. I thought you were stronger than that. Whoa, y'all know I quit school to be an entrepreneur, right? Like, it's different. Like, it's levels to the shit. Like, I'm like, all right, whatever. So that was a group chat. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, so not on any funny shit. It's like, this is I inspired them because I was the only one with the winner's mentality who thought that I could win with this shit. So I was like, so my mom's first thing was because I think I was 25 or 26. I had just turned 26 or something, or about to turn 26 when it happened. And she was like, so you coming home? No, I'm not coming home. I'm gonna make it here. You'll see. You'll see. You feel me? And I locked in. Didn't really talk to many people or anything like that because I felt hurt. But at the same time, I realized, and this is, I mean this with the utmost respect, 'cause this is my family. I'm talking to loser mentalities. At this particular moment, I'm talking to loser mentalities. Like they can win in their perspective things, but in my realm, you feel me? And in today's time, everything that I chose to make the sacrifice for, They need me for. They asked me for it. They asked me about. Now it's like, yo, this stock, you think I should get into this? Let me look at the chart. You feel what I'm saying? Masculinity, like I'm looking to write a book. How should I publish it? You feel me? Me and my big sister, within the next coming years, we about to collab on something very big. You feel me? And she decide, she decides, okay, I want to start a business. I want to do this. I want to do this. I had to be the martyr for that shit. But I needed a winner's mentality. If I had a loser's mentality, I would have quit. I would have went back home. I would have been, all right, man, I just figured out. No, I'm gonna get this shit. Right now, there would be no podcast. If I would have had the loser's mentality, there would be no podcast. There would be no So Frail. There would be no Hitting It Raw. There would be no Mastering the Market. There would be no fucking whatever else the fuck I do. You feel what I'm saying? There would not be people right now leaving corporate America because of the skills that I taught them. That feels good to me. I don't give a fuck about what nobody else says. There's people that I've made better people simply because I chose to stay a winner. You feel what I'm saying? But it's a choice. But it's a choice. Make sure you program your babies right. Are you going to have them to be winners or losers? But even deeper than that, you got to teach them what it is to win and what it is to lose. You feel me? And I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And I'm going to see y'all all on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.